There are two types of bad producers. The one who thinks that simple filter would do,
Boring!
or the one who uses year worth of splice credits just to summon extraterrestrial life with every single transition. But I come in peace with some free racks and a couple of ideas to make your transitions sound less boring, super clean and much more spicier. A little bit something like this. Okay, but let's start with something simpler. You see, the biggest problem with filter sweeps is the fact that you heard them a billion times already. Sure, you can improve them a little bit by adding movement with this panel you probably never used intentionally before. But what about adding some depth into it? Okay, you know I never gatekeep, so this one is in fact a combination of filter and reverb, or rather fully wet reverb going into filter. At least for this low wash part, since for the high wash you can introduce a bit more spice by adding this flutter thing. And once I bring the high wash up... By the way, shame on you if you missed my video about automations and still do them like that. Remember, select the area, right click and simply choose the curve. You see, everyone and their mother have or probably use to this day a legendary bass clef washout effect. It's signature for EDM and actually pretty cool, but what about adding a bit more personality into it? So you can set the note to the key of your song. In my case it's actually F sharp. But sometimes a harmonic one will add even more spice into it. You also have some additional options, like, for example, blurring it more. But in fact, let me play it in solo, since this rack is so good that it actually blends with arrangement nicely. Yeah, shameless plug. Then you can increase the tone, and once again you can also add a bit more drama with this flutter. Just like the name suggests, this anything to riser rack works with basically anything, so you can use it, for example, on drums as well. And if you are brave enough, even on a whole master, but just to be safe, make sure to use this cut low and rumble. Quick break from today's sponsor. Myself. All the past and upcoming racks from this video are free to download on my website, but if today is the day you feel like supporting a nerd blah blah blah, a nerd like yourself, it would be highly appreciated. Each and every rack is made with stock devices, obviously, and includes a nifty combination of shaper device. Feel free to reach out with any possible issues so I can make some adjustments if necessary. For whatever reason, I always struggled to find a clean riser that fit my needs. That may be just me, but simple things need to be simple, like dragging this one on any MIDI track, then simply writing a note. It doesn't need to be in a scale of your song, and then simply writing the automation. So it is up to you, but those two macros are here for a reason. But there is also an option to add sweep to it. And this one is, well, for that background ambience noise sound your drop is probably missing. But by far the most underrated way to make cool transition is the thing that probably happened to you by total accident. Believe me or not, but this rack caused me the most struggle to make it work right, and although it has some limitations, it works like a charm. And using it is as simple as activating this trigger knob and then simply writing a hard automation for, I guess, the last note, but that depends on you. And make sure it goes for 2 bars, just for a safety reasons. Let's work in solo maybe, since it's a fully mixed project. By the way, if you want to hear the full track, it's in the description. So that's a simple reverb throw, but you can also choose to make a delay one And this delay throw actually has some options to increase or decrease the time. And without this rack, don't know about you, but for me it sounds unnatural and quite boring. Since you have an idea how it works, feel free to use some of your favorite reverbs or delays. For the recommendation, my go-to stock reverb and delay presets are like and subscribe. Well, that's weird, but since someone changed the preset names by total coincidence, feel free to treat it as a suggestion. But what if you totally hate my ugly racks and have no plan of using them? Well, then I have a quick tip to fill out your transitions. Instead of looking for ambience on drone samples, try making your own ones by simply resampling some instruments, just like I did here and here. And as you can see, those elements are going throughout the whole track, so in fact they are gluing things together. But sometimes it's also a game of happy accidents, just like here, where I use the Beam plugin to make this vocal bridge thing. And in fact I really like what second Beam does. And then I can use this resampled part here maybe. Then duplicate it a bunch of times. Now the drop ends. But I still have a similar element you heard before, and it actually makes things sound way more glued together. Another way is to make background drone or ambience on your own by writing MIDI, but instead of using generic regular ARP, try playing with polyrhythms or Euclidean sequences. No worries if it sounds like black magic to you, since in this video I showed some Max for Live devices that make them for you at no time.